our first day of shooting, we picked the most difficult set ever. Smoke, mirrors in every direction. Love it. Welcome to Twilight.
You're listening to Another Bite of Twilight, a podcast where we look back on our obsession with the Twilight Saga and continue to freak out 10 years later.
Hi guys.
Welcome back.
Yeah, happy Twilight season. Oh wait, no. Happy I keep writing emails to people where I'm saying happy holiday season.
Happy Twilight season. This is, that time of year.
Technically it is. Like I said, during the holiday season for several years, I was too distracted by the fact that a new Twilight movie had just come out to celebrate the holidays fully.
It's true. Yeah. The movie would have just come out end of November unless it was Eclipse, of course.
Yeah.
But maybe...
So I spent
even Eclipse, was summer, but maybe we would still be listening to the Eclipse soundtrack.
Yeah, and I mean, that really took away from the 4th of July, at least.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It is technically Twilight season.
Yeah, I mean, there were 4 years where I hardly listened to any Christmas music because I only listened to the Twilight soundtracks. And this time of year does still remind me of Twilight in many ways.
Aww.
I actually remember getting our Christmas tree in 2009.
Yeah.
And I was in the car as the guy was, stringing it up on the car. And I had the New Moon soundtrack playing in my earbuds. And it was Satellite Heart. And it was just, really depressing. And it was a cold day. And, when I hear that song... Yeah, when I hear that song, I still think of that memory of feeling very emo in my dad's car as the Christmas tree is kind of going up.
Wow. I have a lot of memories like that tied to the soundtrack that are just so random. The most randomest day is just being in the car with my mom or something, but was playing the Twilight soundtrack.
Why did our memory choose to save some of these?
I don't know.
Into the long-term vault. It's I'm sure I have many memories of many times when I listen to the soundtrack, but only a few specific instances really stand out.
Maybe we were just really feeling it in those moments. I remember listening to the soundtrack at my house with you. We just put the CD on, the first one. And I remember Rob's song came on and you were like, it's beautiful. He sounds like a cowboy.
Yeah. I remember that too. I remember where you were sitting.
We should find some pictures of us from Christmas with our Twilight-related gifts. I know you've shared that video of you with the poster. Yeah. I have a picture of me, unwrapping the Eclipse DVD. Oh my god, this sounds so nerdy. But this sounds so weird, but just the way I'm sitting in the picture, I feel like... I probably shouldn't say this. You can kind of see my underwear. I'm, wearing a dress. So... I would need to crop that.
You can crop it.
So embarrassing, those family pictures. Mom's just taking pictures when you're not looking.
Oh, I know. My mom takes the ugliest pictures of me, and she puts them on her Facebook.
Why is it that moms just take hideous pictures of their kids?
I don't know. It's does she not know it's ugly? Does she love me that much that she thinks it's fine? And then a million people comment on it, and they're like, she looks just like you, Mary. And it's I would be insulted.
Mel, you are beautiful, though. Don't say that. But of course I know what you mean. It's just some pictures are awkward.
Some pictures are just not the best.
My mom always takes super close-up pictures of me.
Me too. Even if she's far away from me, she crops it so it's just my face.
Man. It's very Bella of us to dislike that.
I know. Well, Should we get into the episode today?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're here to talk about more than unflattering Christmas Eve pictures with the Eclipse DVD.
Yeah.
Today, we're talking about a more recent side of the Twilight Saga that we haven't really talked about before.
Yeah, we're talking about the Storytellers, new voices of the Twilight Saga series, which our lovely patrons on Patreon helped vote this episode in. This has been on the polls for a while, and it's always gotten a decent amount of votes, but finally we're able to talk about it.
Tribe has spoken, and this is the episode.
Yeah, so the Storyteller series began as a competition, actually, by Stephanie Meyer and Lionsgate. I didn't realize that Lionsgate had a part in this. I think that's very naive of me, but I didn't realize it was, like, that big.
I know.
Does that make sense?
And then it was also Tongull, some kind of video platform, Women in Film, and Facebook. A lot of people were involved in this.
Yeah, a ton of sponsors.
But yeah, it was like a film competition, right?
Yeah, and Stephanie announced the competition in 2014, like October 2014, and like you said, to bring attention to female filmmakers to create short films based on a broad spectrum of characters from the Twilight universe, she wrote on our website. And I also didn't realize, I know you talked about this in your last episode, but that part of the competition is that the competitors would have mentors who are in the industry, which included Kristen Stewart. So, like, that's cool that she was, like, such an active part of the contest. And also Catherine Hardwicke, and then also other big names like Octavia Spencer, Kate Winslet, Jennifer Lee, who directed Frozen, Julie Bowen for Modern Family, and Kathy Schulman, who's the president of the Women in Film, organization, whatever. That's huge.
That's crazy. What the heck? Yeah, so was it that people submitted and then, is that how it worked? Then there were finalists that were able to create these films, or did they create them and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, the movies that we just watched, like, were those entries, or were they like the finalists then got to make these movies?
Yeah, I think they were the finalists. So, like, stage one of the contest was fans of the series voted on which characters they wanted to see explored in the short stories, apparently. And then the contestants were picked, were to pick characters from the universe. And then they wrote scripts that were, like, 5 to 10 minutes long. And then the judges reviewed the scripts and the outlines and chose their top 20. And then once they had the top 20, the judges, they judged it like on their central character, the originality, the ability to translate a short film in such a short amount of time, and then the number of votes each outline received. The votes then would, I think everything, I don't know if this is true, but I think everything in the top 20 received $500 and were to complete their screenplays for the next phase of the competition. And then once they're in the top 20, they moved on to phase 3, where they all had to write a 4 to 5, 15-page, like, full screenplay based on their outlines, and the judges determined the top 5 from those.
Wow.
So this was originally supposed to be top 5. I don't know how they made it to 7. I ended up, I think there's some wild cards or something. And then the top 5 finalists were each awarded $3,000, and the screenplays were judged on their central character, the quality of the dialogue, and ability to evoke an emotional response. And then the fourth phase was the directional pitch. Female filmmakers were to submit a pitch convincing the judges why they should be chosen to direct one of the scripts that they had picked. And then they were judged on their originality again, potential to create a short film worthy of conversation, and a number of votes obtained during the director voting period. And then some of this I'm reciting verbatim from Wikipedia.
That's fine.
And then the chosen directors were given $50,000 in production funding after their budget was approved. And then I think the like number one winner was awarded $100,000 and a chance to shadow a director in an all-new 2015 Volvo XC90, which I'm sure sponsored it. And the runner-ups were awarded $5,000.
Wow.
So
It's quite intense.
yeah, I wish it was like a American Idol style where we could have like watched it go
Yeah.
down.
Like the Glee project.
Yeah.
Remember
I do
that?
wonder Yeah, I do remember that. And then they got to be on Glee.
Yeah.
What if they had that for like the Twilight actors? Like Ashley Greene won a contest to be Alice.
That would be crazy. That would distract me, I think.
Yeah, I think that stuff like takes you out of it too much.
Yeah. That's weird.
It's like, oh, there's a contest winner.
I feel like we missed this years ago.
We did.
You know, like I didn't know we
had
could
to be-
vote on anything.
Yeah, I have to be honest about that. I was not aware of this at all.
I have to be honest about that. I was not paying attention.
I think 20.
Well, we were in college.
2014. Yeah, my college years were like my dark years in terms of Twilight. Like I was very much less actively involved in the fandom during those years.
Yeah, I know. I mean, even I was talking to Charlie, and like he knew me freshman year, and now he knows obviously that I'm obsessed with Twilight. But I was like, "Do you remember me loving Twilight back then?" He's like, "No, I didn't know." Shame on me.
No, but I mean, like, you had just met in the beginning of college. Like, to be honest, like, that wasn't something that I was, like, showcasing to everyone I first met.
No, I wasn't. Yeah. My room was I was trying to be all... I mean, this is authentic to who I am, too, but, like, Beatles, MGMT, I don't know. I wasn't, like, flaunting my Twilight obsession in college.
Yeah. Somehow it really did creep out. Like, I think everybody who knew me in college ended up knowing, even before I graduated, that I was obsessed with Twilight. So I must have come out at, like, every party I went to.
Mm-hmm.
But I still wasn't, like, wearing it on my sleeve as much as I am right now.
Yeah.
And I wasn't on Tumblr, like, an unhealthy amount the way I was in high school.
Yeah. Plus, the movies had ended, so it was kind of over, we thought.
I know.
We thought.
I do wonder about this competition. The people that joined, were they all, like, diehard fans of the series? Or were they aspiring filmmakers that saw the opportunity and then
That's a good question.
jumped right in?
That's a very good question.
That's what I thought that you were going to say. Was that not the thought that you had before?
No.
Oh.
No, Mel.
Oh my gosh, I guess I'm not a mind reader.
That's funny. I mean, I wasn't wondering that exactly, but there were so many actors in these short films. So many.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them seemed pretty dedicated to it, and I was wondering what they thought about it. Like, were they into it? Were they proud of it? Were they like, oh yeah, I'm in this weird Twilight short film? Like, I was just imagining how they explained it to their friends and family. I don't know why.
I know. Especially if it's like an actor who's not that well known.
Mm-hmm.
Are they just like auditioning for anything and this is what they landed and they're like, yeah, I don't know, like it's just a part.
I don't know. Or are they into it?
Yeah. The filmmakers themselves, like the directors, I would love to know because like I went to a school where there was a lot of like aspiring filmmakers and I feel like I knew a lot of people that would just jump on like a competition opportunity and it didn't really matter. Like they always did the film festivals and it didn't matter what the story was, they just wanted to tell a story. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's really cool and like those people are like the ones who should become successful in the industry. But when watching these I was like, I wonder if they're all fans. It seems like they all did their research for the most part, but
yeah. Some things were a little off, but
yeah.
I'll forgive it.
We'll get into
it. Well, I guess before we discuss the films,
So before we get into the 7 short films, we wanted to talk to you guys about a really cool small business that we just discovered. It's called Old World Apothecary, and they sell really cool, really beautiful herbal infused soy candles, and there's over 75 different options. I actually found this business while scrolling through Etsy, and I discovered their Midnight Sun candle, which is inspired by Midnight Sun, obviously, and Kel and I just love small businesses that embrace Twilight and incorporate it into their art.
Yeah. And this is the first brand business we've ever partnered with. If you guys have been following us, so it's wicked exciting. Old World Apothecary. It's women owned, and they're located in the heart of North Georgia.
Yes.
And it's kind of crazy. If you look at these candles, they are so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, I want to eat them.
Me too. They look...
Because the tops of them, like, yeah, they look like food.
Yeah. They're gorgeous. I'm literally just scrolling through, and I want all of them.
Yeah. It almost looks like a beautiful yogurt with, like, little flowers and cinnamon on top. The Midnight Sun candle has citrus highlights, white flowers. It has an exotic musk sweetened with golden amber and black vanilla at the base of the scent. And yeah, it says Midnight Sun on the candle, you know?
They look like something you'd buy at a really Instagram-worthy coffee shop.
Yeah, yeah.
They're gorgeous.
Totally.
Yeah, and there's so many options, and they're really affordable too, so we encourage you guys to check it out. And if you do shop on their site, Old World Apothecary, you can use the coupon code Another Bite for 5% off. So that's Another Bite for 5% off. It's funny, I connected with one of my friends the other day, and I said, my friend Mary Jane, and I said, oh, like, how are you doing? What's going on? And she goes, oh, you know, not so great, blah, 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 like, all this bad stuff. And she goes, but I've been getting really into candles lately. And, like, it was just funny how, like, getting into candles was, like, a spin on whatever bad stuff was going on in her life.
It's true.
Yeah.
I've actually heard a couple people say that, like, they're getting into candles.
Yeah.
If you're a Twilight fan and getting into candles, Old World Apothecary.
Yep.
It's for you. I think the website is just oldworldapothecaryco.com.
Yeah.
But you could also just Google it.
You can Google it.
You can Google it.
Okay. So I couldn't tell what order these were supposed to go in because I was watching from my TV, so it wasn't like
I watched
in a proper
them
order
in the order that was on Stephanie Meyer's website, but it really doesn't matter. Like, whichever one you want to discuss first.
okay.
But before, we've had so many, like, before we get into it, yeah, we talked about this on the phone before. I mean, we're on the phone still right now. That I thought these were all really impressive, actually. But I also feel like, I don't know, I feel bad having any critiques. You know, because they're like small filmmakers, short filmmakers, independent, you could say. I don't have any like nasty things to say or anything, but I do think at the same time we should be real.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't want to like dissect them and pull them apart like when I'm in a workshop or something.
Yeah.
I feel like that's also not the point of the competition. It was supposed to uplift female
True.
filmmakers. So it's not some big studio making it, and they're all really incredible.
I guess I just feel more bad. Like, there's nothing in them that even compares, but we'll like make fun of the talking wolf scene or something in Breaking Dawn, and that feels okay to me because it's like this huge studio movie. But it's like making fun of fan fiction, which I think we maybe that's true
borderline did.
Hey, that's different. But no, but actually, I don't have anything like that to say. I truly don't. Like, I'm not being fake with you guys. I'm being real here. I don't have anything bad, but I mean, there's like just a couple of random, they're not even important, just random things like, oh, the hair wasn't right.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter, but yeah. I just want to say, I doubt anyone's listening, but if you are, I think all these people, I was like so wowed and blown away by how professional and stylistic and cool these were. And yeah, they're just really cool. And if you guys haven't watched them, check it out, or you can just listen to us describe them. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
So, no, I'm glad you said it because I was thinking the exact same thing while watching them. Like, I don't want to tear these apart.
Yeah, we're not going to, but I think we'll just say what we think and what they bring to the table.
Did you watch the Mary Alice Brandon file first?
Yep.
This one I watched.
Yeah,
so
I
this
did.
one actually, this won the grand prize of $100,000 and the Volvo and the opportunity to shadow a director. And it was written and directed by twin sisters, Kaylee and Sam Spear, from Bowen Island, British Columbia, Canada. And it stars Pamela Kwiatkowski, I don't know if I'm saying that right, as Alice. And she's a Polish-Canadian actress, just to give you a little background on it.
Yeah, it's about Alice when she was still a human, and it's really, I can see why it won the top prize. It's really impressive. I mean, it shows her as a young girl with her mother, and then there's flash forwards and flashbacks to when she's older, and there's a lot of actors in this one, and it's great, like, time period, like a period movie, you know, it's set in the 20s, and I was really impressed.
It conveys so much, too. Like, my jaw dropped several times with the twist that happens. So, first we see Alice receiving shock therapy in the asylum, which triggers a lot of flashbacks. And then in the flashbacks, we see her predicting the future, including visions of rain, like before it starts raining, or visions of her pregnant mom delivering a baby girl, you know, before they were able to predict sex. And the mom is super loving and supportive of Alice's visions, but the dad is clearly, like, very ashamed and doesn't like it and disapproving. And then as a teenager, Alice's mom was tragically killed in a car accident, and Alice has a vision that her mom was actually murdered in what appeared as an accidental, you know, like, hit and run, but was on purpose.
Yeah.
And she then connects that to her father when she finds out that her dad was basically having an affair while he was married to Alice's mom and arranged for the murder. And also she has a vision that her dad plans to kill her. So Alice takes this information. And when I found out that, my jaw literally dropped. And Alice, that was me, literally. Is this in the guide? I didn't know any of this.
It is, actually.
It is? Oh, shit. I'm a fake fan. So then Alice takes the information to the police, but obviously she can't prove it because it's based on her own vision.
Yeah.
So then her father then has her sent away to the asylum.
And then we see her, as she's getting electric shock therapy, her mind is, like, slowly going, kind of, and by the end of it, she can't remember, because she kept saying to herself, like, my name is Mary Alice Brandon, I was born in Biloxi, Mississippi, and she kept saying that over and over, but by the end, she can't finish it, like, she doesn't remember where she was born, and it's really sad. We get to see, like, why she doesn't remember her life, which was pretty tragic, like having her mother murdered by her father. Oh, and there's just really cool shots, like as she's being taken away, she grabs her dad's new wife, grabs her pearl necklace, and all the pearls like drop on the ground, and like, I don't know, there were just all these parts that were really cool to me.
Yeah, and the pearls are then, it like syncs up with the sound of the rain.
Yeah.
I was reading the YouTube comments and someone said that pearls, like real pearls,
Oh, I saw
aren't
that.
supposed to all... Yeah!
Wait, keep saying it.
They said that real pearls aren't supposed to fall like that because they're like beaded in a certain way, that wouldn't happen. Which made me wonder if it was on purpose that they're supposed to be fake pearls.
Yeah, I don't know if it was said in the film, but her dad was supposed to be a like jewel merchant or something, or he sold jewelry. And I don't know if they had this attention to detail, but that would mean, since they weren't, because the person was saying like a real or a quality pearl necklace would have knots between each pearl, so like that wouldn't happen. So that means it's cheap.
Yeah.
Which means her dad is scumbag, because he could get a nice necklace but still gets her a cheap one. Yeah. But I don't know if that was intentional.
I like to think it was intentional.
Yeah. I also, like, I had seen this short film before, actually, and have read the guide, but I forgot everything, and I also was like, did they just make this up? Like, what the hell? And so I got the guide out, and no, it was actually all in there, so I just forgot to.
Something I didn't realize is that Alice's visions were pretty much the same when she was a human as they were when she was a vampire. Yeah, I thought she was just intuitive, but I didn't know that she literally like saw the future.
I know, I didn't either. Someone in the comments said, this sounds so obvious, but I never really thought of it this way. And you guys can call me dumb if you want to, but someone said, like, she can see the future, but forgets her past. It's like, wow, that is so cool.
Wait, that is insightful.
Yeah.
It's sad that she forgets her past, because she did have such a good relationship with her mom and sister.
I know.
She talks, like in the book, she talks about discovering, trying to learn who she was. I mean, but in this short film, she does say the memories are too painful.
That is sad.
And we see how she... Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
I was saying we do see why she ends up going by Alice, because the doctor said, like, oh, this is Mary Alice Brandon, and she doesn't know her name at this point, so then she just afterwards goes, Alice, I like that name.
Right after that, it pretty much ends there, and I really liked the credits. They were really artsy to me. They were like over a rainy window, and it was just very cool, very Twilight vibes.
All the short films had really cool credits.
They did. I saw a lot in the comments, not of just this one, but of all of them, basically saying, like, the most upsetting part of the Twilight Saga is that they focused on Edward and Bella.
Oh, I saw that too.
You know what I mean? And they're like, what a missed opportunity. They just focused on the most boring characters, Edward and Bella. Yeah. When they could have focused on this.
I saw that too.
I'm like, I wrote, because I took some notes, I don't think so, ...
Well, the thing is, like, what makes them boring to some people might be because we focus so much on them. But if Edward was just a side character who ended up having a short 5 to 10 minute film, you know people would be like, I need more of Edward. What? He falls in love with a human? This should be the central story. Like, you just can't win.
It's true. It's true. I think people like the side characters' backstories, but we do get some of it. But maybe what makes it compelling is that we don't get quite as much as we want.
Exactly. No, it's just an easy thing to say.
Yeah, I was seeing a lot of that.
I think that's what people say too when they enjoy aspects of Twilight but don't want to admit it. So, like, I saw a lot of things that are like, this is a better love story than Twilight.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is Twilight. Sorry.
This is Twilight. Yeah. And these are really short. Like, we don't know what it would be like if it was actually spread apart over
5
movies.
5 films.
Yeah. Could there have been more in the books? I don't know. They would just be different. It would be different. I mean, the story is in Bella's perspective, you know? It's about a teenage girl named Bella. Accept it. If it was more of a Game of Thrones thing or something where it's, like, about all these different vampires and each chapter is about a different person, yeah, it could be like that. But that's a totally different vibe, you know? And I don't even really want that, so...
No, I can't reiterate enough that at the core, what I love the most about the Twilight series is the love story between Bella and Edward, specifically in the first book and movie. And I love everything else because of how much I love that. So I like these side things, but I don't like live and die by it. Like it's nice, but I just love it because I love Bella and Edward.
Yeah, I feel the same. I was even later in one of them, we'll get to it, hoping Edward was going to be in it, but then he wasn't.
Me too.
Sad.
So the next one I watched was We've Met Before. Is that the next one you watched?
Yep. Seems like we did the same order.
It must be. This one was written by Thea Green, directed by Yulin Kwong, and it stars Madison Carter as Alice and Liam Johnson as Jasper. And it starts with a very romantic, like, vintage cinematic montage of Alice and Jasper. And
just
we have narration from Alice. They're so cute. And then we see Alice, like, in the diner pretending to drink coffee. And she tells the waitress, like, you're going to have a beautiful baby. And the waitress says, is it that obvious? And then she says, no, but you're glowing, which is really sweet. And then Jasper walks in, and it's very slow-mo, dreamboat. Kind of reminded me of Edward entering in New Moon.
Yeah.
Like,
and there's, like, retro music playing.
Yeah. The song is actually I've Been Waiting for You by James Wolpert, which is perfect because Alice has literally been waiting for him. And Jasper, first of all, is so hot in this.
I was going to say that. He's so good looking. Damn.
What do you think? I do think Jackson Rathbone is attractive, but I think they just, like, I don't know, like, did they make Jasper, like, too scary looking?
Maybe. Yeah.
In the movies?
It's weird. Jackson Rathbone is handsome, so what did they do? It's like his hair was always weird.
Yeah.
Guys, go back to our hair episode if you need an explanation on that one.
Like, Jackson Rathbone is really hot, so I'm not dissing the actor, but they put him in, like, really bad wigs.
Yeah, and even just the way he held himself was very awkward. I don't know. This Jasper was just way hotter.
Yeah.
I was into it. He's cute.
I mean, yeah, he was so cute. I do wonder, like, I see a lot of things on TikTok. It's like a TikTok joke of, like, the main character. It's like when someone feels like the main character exudes main character energy.
Interesting.
And in the Twilight series, Jasper really exudes side character energy. But in this short story, the Jasper that they cast exudes main character energy.
But,
and
like,
same with Alice,
what does that
too.
even mean, though? Because he literally is a side character in Twilight, and he literally is a main character in this short film.
Well, what I'm saying is I wonder if they cast this same actor in Twilight, if he would be too distracting. Like, especially if they cast someone who's, like, so good looking that he, like, is equivalent to how attractive and enticing Edward is, would that take away from the love story between Bella and Edward in any way?
Maybe. Yeah, because then you would be a little confused. Like, why is she going after Edward if she could be with this hunk over here, Jasper?
Yeah.
Well, he's taken.
Like,
I don't know.
Yeah. They can't have someone who the audiences think is way better looking.
I haven't seen
comparable.
these TikToks, but I don't know if I really buy into this main character, side character thing. Is it just on looks?
Yeah.
Or, like, in acting purely? Or is it supposed to be...
It's I mean, I don't know if I can explain it right, but it's mostly, like, in, like, a vibe. Like, it's kind of like an inside joke. I don't think it's, like, very literal. But it's like someone's just acting like they're the main character instead of just kind of supporting role.
In real life?
Yeah, mostly in real life.
Sounds kind of dickish. Who acts like they're a main character?
I don't know. I'm not explaining it right. It's more just like, I mean, everyone should feel like they're the main character of their own life.
Nobody's really a main character.
Yeah.
No one's, like,
But
more
sometimes-
important than anybody, you know?
No, but I feel like sometimes, I mean, this is, like, going off topic, sometimes we feel like we want to just be, like, a supporting role in someone else's life instead of, like, I know I've done this, too, of, like, oh, I just want to be, like, important to someone else, like, be, like, have any significance to this other person, but it's more just, like, being the main character of your own story, and the other people in it, they come and go. It doesn't really matter as much.
But I feel like that has nothing to do with someone's personality.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I can't explain it well. But I do think, I was thinking this actor would maybe be too competitive with the audience against a Robert Pattinson.
Maybe. But I do feel like, I mean, Kellen Lutz as Emmett, I think is pretty charming and attractive. But he just, I mean, when you don't get screen time, you don't really, you just, whatever.
That's true. Do you think that's why they didn't give him as much screen time?
No, I don't think so at all. I think he's just not a main character.
Yeah.
Because he's just not.
True. Yeah.
Like, he's not a big part of the story because he's just not.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Edward is a quiet person. Like, if you're going off, like, vibes, I don't think Edward even has a main character vibe. He's a very standoffish person that, like, I think would be in the corner of the room not talking to anyone. But he is the main character because he is.
You know who's the main character? That sexy beast Marcus.
Right. So he should have gotten a short film. Spoiler, guys, he doesn't.
Yeah. Wait, yeah, he should have.
I was thinking,
I wish
like,
I was involved in the voting.
I know. What if they made short films about, like, the most random characters? Felix.
I know, like, yeah.
Give us Felix's backstory, please.
I mean, they have one about Benjamin. He's a little bit random.
True, but people like him.
Yeah.
I mean, to your point, I know I'm, like, being devil's advocate about it. I feel like Benjamin does have main character vibes. Like, in Breaking Dawn Part 2, he steals the show.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of.
Yeah, what if it's, like, Embry? We just see Embry, like, going to school. It's actually, like, his life, like, before he even was in the wolf pack, and it's...
I was actually wondering...
Kind of, like...
Spoiler, there's no short film about the wolf pack. Why is that?
Yeah, there isn't any. There should be.
A little odd.
There's 3 about Alice.
I know. I was getting a little... Okay, I'm, like, jumping ahead. A little burnt out on the Alice. Also, just having different actresses playing her all the time, it was just getting a little weird.
Yeah, I was too. And, like, I guess this is jumping ahead, but we see her again in, like, the asylum, and it's like, okay, like, we know Alice, like, well enough at this point. I want to see something else.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess they weren't meant to be all seen together. They're just, like, standalone films.
Yeah.
But
and they were all really good.
They were. I do wonder why there wasn't any about the wolf pack.
Maybe they'll do it again.
Maybe.
Someday. So.
None about the humans? What's up with that?
Yeah, what about Renee?
Where's Renee's story?
What
about Mike?
Yeah. Let me say, what if we had a whole baseball short film about Phil when he gets that injury? The thigh injury?
I know, I mean... It sounded pretty bad. What happened?
Takes him out the whole season.
Is he worried about Bella? He must be.
I know. Well, anyway, back to this story. So Alice sits down with Jasper at the diner, which a lot of people were commenting in the YouTube comments, like, why is he even in the diner filled with humans without wanting to attack them? And someone says in response, because his struggle only makes an appearance when the plot needs it. And then someone else said, well, he went on the diner to eat, so he was going to attack one of them, and then someone else says, in the book it was written that Jasper was really depressed because of all the killing, so he didn't eat in a long time. He just went into the restaurant because it would be weird if he would stay outside in the rain. He was hungry, but I think he starved himself to this time because he didn't want to kill. I don't know why it's weirder to go into the diner than just standing in the rain. Like, it doesn't matter for him, but seems risky, but whatever. It's a really cute setting.
Yeah.
So Alice, like, she sits down and she's like, I've been waiting for you. And he's like, what? Who are you? And she asks him what's his favorite music, what's his favorite color, who was his first kiss, which I thought was so cute. And he says his favorite color is blue. That's all he answers. Oh, I said that's all he answers.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know. I wanted to hear who his first kiss was. What the hell?
Yeah. It was Maria.
I thought what we had was love.
Yeah, and the newborn army starts going into it.
That would be classic Twilight. Like, his first kiss was Maria.
Yeah.
His second kiss was Alice. That's it.
Yeah. So she says, like, basically talks about how her power is seeing the future, and she says she'd make a good fortune as a palm reader, and then he asks her to read his palm, and she just kind of, like, feels his palm, and it's so cute. Like, there's so much tension.
It's very flirty.
And I was getting really excited. Yeah.
And then, so they're flirting, talking about, like, I don't know. She says that she's a vegetarian and mentions her future family is, and he realizes that she really is, like, psychic. But then she has a vision of the waitress dropping a plate and cutting her hand, and that Jasper's gonna get up and go after her. She has this vision, like, seconds before it actually happens, and she kisses Jasper before he can, like, get up and go after this human.
I didn't know kissing was a big distraction.
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't they just do that? She should have just done that in a new moon.
I know. Seriously.
All of a sudden, Bella gets a paper cut, and then Alice and Jasper just start frantically making out.
Yeah, why didn't she do that?
Yeah, I don't get why she didn't predict the paper cut.
I don't know. Sometimes she can predict it, sometimes she cannot.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Then they're kind of, I don't know, basically together. It's assumed they step outside in the rain and hold hands. And then there's just very cute, you know, back to, like, the little
It's so
indie music
cute.
video vibe.
Yeah.
I think they're in this, like, light installation thing in LA, actually. There's, like, all these little street lights all together. And it's so cute. They're, like, going around through them. And she takes a picture of him. And, it's cute. And I did have a thought, I gotta admit, I had a thought that was like, man, I want to see cute footage of Edward and Bella doing stuff like this.
I know.
Because it's just cute in general.
It was really, really cute. I think this one was my favorite one.
I didn't really think about what my favorite one was.
This one I watched a couple times.
Yeah, I had seen this one before, and thought it was so cute. It's at least it's possibly my favorite. It's maybe my favorite. I do think that the other one was way more complex, like the Mary Alice Brandon file, just with the sets and the cast and everything. It was super, super well done. So I see why that was the winner, but this one is just cute.
It's cute. It feels in a scene that we had heard about in the books, but it's cool to see it.
Yeah. It is cool.
And it does a lot in such a short amount of time without trying to do too much.
I liked the style of it. It's, like, very whimsical.
Yeah. The one thing, her hair wasn't really right.
Oh, I know. It wasn't right at all. It was way too long.
Yeah. It was too long, and it was, like, too in style with the times, but it should stay the, like, pixie cut that she had in the asylum.
I know. Alice is supposed to have short, spiky hair.
Yeah.
What
What is so confusing?
don't people get
But it's
about
not
that?
I don't want to like project that on these small filmmakers. It's everybody involved in the Twilight series.
Yeah.
On a production level has a hard time understanding how Alice's hair should be.
It's true. Anyway, the next one I watched was Mask.
Oh, that is not the next one I watched, but I can talk about that one.
Mask. Masque. Mask.
Musk. This one was directed by Kate Carson, also written by Kate Carson and Mary Coho?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, Coho. Yeah, and then stars Sarah Ake as Esme and James Psychic? I don't know how to pronounce his last name either, as Carlisle.
Yep, so this is a Carlisle and Esme movie.
Yep.
You guys, if you love them, have you seen it? So, first I gotta say that the guy playing Carlisle sounds just like Peter Facinelli. It's like insane.
Yeah, he does.
His voice was just like it. It was
he does.
crazy.
I like forgot.
So basically the premise of this short film is Esme is struggling with her thirst for humans. And at first we see her playing the cello. And while she kind of has a flashback to when she died or almost died when she jumped off a cliff. And in the distance outside the house, there's this human couple like having a picnic and running around. And I think one of them cuts himself or something. Classic. And then she gets up to go after them, but Carlisle stops her. And then they go to a masked ball. And it seems like it's the 1920s again. And I think maybe is with his colleagues at the hospital or something.
Yeah, I think it's like a fundraiser for the hospital.
Yeah. So they're wearing masks, hence the name Mask. And this guy there is a total dick and publicly shames his daughter and her boyfriend for being like impure or something. And then they go out in the backyard of the party or whatever, and he starts hitting his daughter. And so Esme goes up and is a total badass vampire and like beats him up.
Because she was beat by her ex-husband.
Yeah. And she lost her child, and she says in this film, like, he doesn't deserve to have a child. And I think Carlisle says, like, no, he doesn't. I don't remember if anything else happened after that.
Then, at the end, Carlisle and Esme are dancing again.
Oh, yeah.
In their bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot, like, the production value on this was, like, they had so many actors, so many sets, so many costumes.
There were a lot of people at that party.
Yeah.
It looked really great, just visually.
Yeah, and the actors, like you said, the Carlisle sounded just like Peter Facinelli.
Mm-hmm.
And the Esme was cool, too. She had, like, a deep voice. She was really badass.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing more of her.
Yeah, it was cool to see her beat up that guy.
Yeah. And this one, she talks about Edward. She's like, I'll leave the music to Edward because she stopped playing the cello.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him.
Me too.
This is the one that I thought we would see Edward in. But no.
No, this was cool. The thing about the guy at the party when he was like, there's an imposter among us.
Yeah.
And then he humiliates that guy. That part I didn't really get. I had to watch it a few times because I was like, what's wrong with the guy that he embarrasses? And I think it might be just that he's poor or just because it's his daughter's boyfriend. I think that he doesn't like the guy, but I was like, what is wrong with him?
I know. He's not really an imposter.
He takes off his mask and it's like, whoa, but he's just a regular guy.
Yeah, that part was a little silly. I should have checked. I'm not sure if this exact scenario was in the guide. It seems really detailed for that to be in the guide, but maybe it is. It just seems so specific.
Yeah.
It seemed unlikely that would happen. Like, that's, I don't know, maybe, but for someone to, he like clinked his glass as if he was giving a speech, and everyone silenced, and then he shames this guy. It just seemed weird to me. And then Esme got like nervous that he knew. I mean, you can just tell from her body language, that he knew she was a vampire. So maybe that was the whole reason for that line. But yeah, I feel you. At that part, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
This isn't even about Carlisle and Esme.
Yeah, it was just like, I think a bit of a stretch to like, then show us domestic violence happening.
Yeah, I feel like there could have been another way to more naturally show that.
Yeah, or like I just think I needed like a little bit more of like, okay, why is he publicly humiliating this guy? Because it was like a big moment of the short film. Like everyone just like stopped and stared, and he took off his mask, and like, well, it just looks like a regular guy. Don't know if I understand what it's about.
I thought the reason was just that he's like sleeping with his daughter and they're not married. That was my guess, but like, they didn't tell us, so I don't know. Yeah. There's also this really long shot of this guy in a mask staring at them, and I couldn't figure out why. It was one of the ones with like a beak on it. Do you know what I mean? Like a Venetian
those
one.
Kind of scare me.
Yeah, and it was kind of creepy, and I guess it was for no reason. But it was kind of a decently long shot focusing on this guy staring at them. So I was like, what is this? Yeah.
It's cool to think of them going to stuff like that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carlisle does have to do like networking stuff.
It is cool to see.
With his colleagues.
Yeah.
I would love to go to a masquerade. I've always wanted to.
Yeah, me too, actually. I guess I never have.
Maybe New Year's 2020.
2020. Yeah. Maybe. That's such a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that I had been to one.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just from watching Gossip Girl.
Yeah. And I know you've been to Venice and you have a mask from there, right?
I've
been to Venice too, but I don't know if I bought a mask there. I think I bought them for other people.
We went during Carnival, and so we like wore them around, but which was maybe still really touristy of us. I'm like, that's kind of embarrassing. We literally wore the masks all day.
That is.
I remember us being like, I don't care, whatever.
I don't know. I think there's nothing wrong with being a tourist when you are a tourist, you know?
Yeah. I mean, as long as you're being respectful and not, like, just standing in the sidewalk clogging it and, I don't know, and you're not vandalizing or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a tourist when you are, for sure.
I would love to go around Boston someday and just, like, do the touristy things. Because I've actually never, like, ridden on the duck boats. I've never, like, gone on the swan boats. I think I did, like, years and years ago.
I think I have done, like, all the touristy things. So I'm good.
I haven't. You're good. I don't know what other touristy things are. I haven't been, like, on the top of the hub.
Oh, I have, like, so many times, actually.
Yeah.
I almost, like, can't do it again. No, that's not true, but it's just... It would be, like, phony of me to act like it's a big deal. Like, top of the hub. Yeah. It is wicked cool, though. You should do it. No, I would go again, for sure.
I know.
It's really pretty up there. It's amazing.
What other touristy... I guess I have been to, like, Faneuil Hall, like, many times, but I've never done, like, the Freedom Trail.
I did those things on field trips a long time ago.
Oh, maybe I did too. I just don't remember.
What else? Have you ever gone ice skating at Frog Pond?
No, I have never done that.
That's a good one. Have you ever, this is not like as big of a touristy thing, but have you ever gone to like the Bunker Hill Monument
No,
in Charlestown?
I haven't.
Yeah, that's cool.
No.
That has a great view.
I've been to Cheers, like the Cheers bar, quite a few times.
Yeah, I did that with my family like a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's
I never
cool.
went there, like, well, maybe sometimes I did go there, like, oh, because it's the Cheers bar. But it was by my school, so I had gone in there to, like, use the bathroom sometimes.
That's funny. Cheers. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, where our Boston listeners at?
Boston.
Such a bad Boston accent. Where's our Boston listeners at? Noma.
Noma Garcia Para.
Noma Garcia Pie. Tom Brady kissed me on the lips.
Johnny Damon, you got the hottest ass in the league. Just kidding, he's a traitor.
Yeah. David Ortiz, of course, David Ortiz. I don't know the difference between a Boston accent and a New York accent.
Mel, you're
They're the
from
same
here.
to me.
No, they're not the same.
I know.
They're not the same.
I just
New
don't-
York is
well,
about
see,
O's.
I know, yeah. And Boston is about A's, right? And the
No.
R's. It sounds too. See, it's like both my parents have like strong Boston accents that I don't even know how to do it because it doesn't sound like an accent to me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have one myself, so. Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's all I have to say about Mask.
If we want to stick to Carlisle, the Turncoats one was the third one I watched.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And this one at first I was like, what is this going to be? This is,
Yeah, there's
directed
two Carlisle
by-
ones. Sorry.
yeah. Oh, I was going to say, this is directed by Lindsay Hancock Williamson.
Written and
Which,
directed
yeah, this is
by.
perfect. Yeah, perfect after talking about, just like Boston, like the American Revolution. Here we go.
Yeah. So this one's like about Garrett and Carlisle.
Yeah, I didn't know. I'm such an idiot. I didn't know till the very end that was Garrett. The credits.
I just knew because I was getting them from Stephanie's website, so she had like a little description for all of them.
Oh, okay.
And I gotta say, the actors for both Garrett and Carlisle sounded just like the movies. It was like crazy. Yep. Oh, Mel, I wish you kind of knew because when they have the voiceover in the beginning, it's Garrett talking, and it sounds just like Garrett in the movie.
I should have connected that. Like, literally the whole movie, it was like, the whole short film, I was like, who is this?
Who is this?
Because also, it wasn't clear to me that he was a vampire because I knew he was running really fast in the beginning and that him and Carlisle seemed to have an understanding.
Yeah.
That they both were not human, but they didn't look as much like the vampires in the movies, which is totally okay because I do think sometimes the movie vampires look too odd that it does make them a little less beautiful.
Yeah.
Because they have too much makeup on their face. But his eyes were like really black. I just couldn't tell.
I know. I bet that was confusing. I basically cheated because I read the description thing. But yeah, basically the plot is Garrett. I don't even know how to describe it. He's like hanging out at the Revolutionary War. I don't know if he's actually participating, but
Yeah, he acts like he was in the war, doesn't he?
yeah.
Doesn't count if you were a vampire for it.
I know. That's like such an unfair advantage.
Yeah.
So he brings his brother, turns out sister, to Carlisle. Mm-hmm. Spoiler, because she's been shot, and I guess she was dressed up as a guy to partake in the war. And so Carlisle is trying to remove the bullets and stitch her up. And they just have, this is one of the shorter ones, I think, and they were talking about, like, oh, how can he stand the blood? How old are you? That kind of thing. And there was this nurse there that was really funny.
Yeah, Hilda.
Yeah.
Hilda.
There was a part where I think Carlisle said, like, will she drink whiskey or something? Garrett's sister. I forget her name.
Yeah.
And she says, yes, she will. And then the nurse takes out whiskey from her apron or something and takes a swig of it before she hands it over. And I just thought that was funny.
She was kooky. But does she know that Carlisle's a vampire? Because
Okay.
they're talking about all this stuff right in front of her.
I know, right in front of her. They're like, how old are you? 194. Like, I'm...
Yeah. How do you stand the blood? And, like, she keeps saying Carlisle's the best doctor. Like, she's obviously, like, the nurse who works closely with him. She doesn't know that he's a vampire, right? Like, there's not any secrecy here in this conversation.
It was right in front of her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
I mean, we're supposed to believe, I think, that English is not her first language. She clearly has an accent, but she can understand everything, it seems, so...
I know. I
They're being very
suspended
transparent.
my disbelief a little bit that she, like, walked away to do something and was so busy that she wasn't paying attention. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then there's another part where two... Oh, you go.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say the two, like, guards or something come in and they're really angry because they, like, heard the soldier who is really female scream, so they, like, came in and got mad and, like, they're like, remove your shirt, basically, to see.
Yeah.
And then they arrest Garrett because he is, like, testing them and says no, blah, blah, blah. So they take Garrett away with, like, a gun in hand, thinking that they're going to kill Garrett. But obviously Garrett is a vampire. He kills them and drinks their blood. And he comes back and he has blood smeared all over his face. So it's obvious to us just what happened. But Hilda, the nurse, doesn't seem scared at all. So... Does she know what just happened? Like, why does she think that he has blood just all around his mouth?
I don't know.
I'm guessing Hilda knows, right? Like, she has to.
But that's, like, not allowed. I don't understand why she would...
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Like, obviously Garrett's sister also knows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's, like, in on it. It was cool, though. It was interesting.
Yeah.
The set was believable. I don't know. Had a bunch of people in uniform, and they're in a little tent thing, and it was well done.
Yeah. And I liked seeing Carlisle doing his job years and years ago, and how he made... You know, he has all these friends in Breaking Dawn. Like, how did he meet all these other vampires?
True, yeah.
So it was cool to see him form, like, one of those connections. I was like, oh, like, are they going to stay in touch? You know, like, they seem to really bond in this short little scene.
Yeah, what happens after? I don't know.
Yeah.
Man. I thought it was just so funny how much they sounded like the actors in the actual movies.
Although this Carlisle, I don't know the actor's real age, but he did look more realistically 23.
Yeah.
Probably still older than 23, but he did look way younger than Peter Facinelli.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, Turncoats. Anything more to say?
I don't really have anything else to say about that one.
Me neither. What's your next film?
My next one is Sunrise.
Okay, cool.
So this one was directed by Amanda Tasse and written by Alana Smith, and it stars Arash Maradondi as Benjamin and Natasha Bissett as Tia. So it really is centered on Benjamin, his life way before he was turned into a vampire, and then his life afterwards, like 10 years later.
Mm-hmm. Set in Egypt. And it's a lot of his relationship with a girl named Tia, who I guess he ends up being romantically involved in. And Tia wasn't in the movie, so I kind of thought this was all made up. But then I looked at the guide, and it's actually in there, so I guess. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't think Tia is in it. There's Kebby.
No, she is in the movie, but she doesn't say anything.
Oh, I thought there was just... I remember there's his uncle, and then I thought his uncle's wife was there, but I don't remember Tia being there.
She just stands next to him.
Oh, lame.
There's so many vampires.
Yeah. All right, that's not true. But yeah, I had no idea who Tia was, so yeah.
Yeah, I didn't either. I learned that from looking it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we see Benjamin when he's younger. I thought it was like an orphanage, but it is his real uncle, and
yeah,
it's like Tia's technically related to Benjamin, right?
Is she? I thought she was just taken in by his uncle.
I read it on the wiki that her mom is like second cousins with the uncle or something.
I guess.
So they're like a little bit more distantly related. They're not like first cousins. They might be like second cousins once removed.
First you have your cousins, then you have your first cousins, then you have your... Yeah. No, honey. No.
Yeah. No. So their uncle is clearly abusive or just like exploits them for money, and Benjamin, growing up, he still has his sun powers, which he attributes to Ra, the sun god, or at least his uncle does, and that's what he tells people, like, gather around, look at the miracle boy, as he, like, plays with fire in his hand, which, again, I didn't know that the vampires had these powers, at least to this extent, in their human life.
Yeah, and I kind of dislike it. I thought...
Yeah, I don't like it as...
Yeah, it's just not even possible. I mean, I know the whole thing's fantasy, but what? And
yeah,
I always thought Benjamin maybe as a human just had an appreciation for nature or something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was like really in tune with nature and could predict, I don't know, the weather. Who knows? Just was super earthy or something. I didn't know he could literally conjure up fire in his palm. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, I just, like, are we then supposed to believe that there are many humans in this world that have these extraordinary powers? That kind of makes it seem like being a vampire is less special.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's just, like, people out there with powers.
Yeah.
Why? I thought it was because they were vampires, but... Yeah, I know. It's weird.
I didn't know they had the same powers all along.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause what he's doing, playing with the fire, like, in his hand, that is, like, really strange. I would imagine that would garner a lot of attention.
I know. I didn't even get why. Because basically they would steal... Benjamin and Tia would steal from people and then give that money to their uncle. And I was wondering, like, why are you even still stealing? Like, you can make fire appear. You could be, like, a millionaire. I don't understand why you're living this life. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, it was, like, basically the fire was just used to distract people. I almost feel like the people watching didn't really believe it was real. Like, maybe they thought he was a street performer in some way.
Yeah.
Like, because they didn't act, like, that amazed. Like,
that's
if I saw someone doing that, I'd be like, what? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like that much either. Like,
that he had a power
I don't know if we're supposed to even take that as canon. I mean, if Stephenie Meyer was involved in the competition, does that mean she's like, yeah, that's the way it was?
I don't know. It's not like he had all his powers yet, but it's still just a little too much, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
anyway, then
hard to believe.
A vampire noticed him and one night tracks down him and his uncle and kills his uncle and then turns Benjamin into a vampire. And then years pass and Ben, can I call him Ben? goes goes and finds Tia, and she's older now and married, and she's dressed up very fancy and has like eyeliner on, and she's like, you disappeared, like I just want to be with you, where did you go? And he tells her that he drinks blood and he's not human anymore, and she wants to join him and become one of his kind, and I guess she does. So
yeah, it ends. He says, "Promise me that I'll never have to survive without you again." And she said, "I made that promise years ago." So obviously he turns her into a vampire. The actress who played Tia, I was a little distracted by. She's clearly white, and she's dressed up in like the traditional Egyptian clothing. And I liked her. She's like definitely white. She's like played Britney Spears in movies before. So, and she also spoke like pretty much in an American accent. Like it was like not that.
She was wicked pretty, but I also was like, eh.
Yeah, just a little uncomfortable.
And
by
Benjamin,
that
when he was little, did not look the same at all. He was like, right? I feel like he looked like a super white kid.
Yeah, wasn't that long ago. Like I feel like people knew that they should not be hiring white actors to play people of color. I don't know what it's like being a small filmmaker, if it's like harder to find actors and they just like cast whoever was available. But that was distracting, and I'm surprised that for that reason that it was like one of the final ones. But
I did enjoy
they did have amazing, they had amazing special effects, of course.
Yeah. And I thought I don't know, it was just a visually impressive short film, and I was pretty into it. I mean, I was like along for the ride with the story. I was wondering like, oh, are they gonna be together again? And I'm like, oh, what happens? I don't know. It was cool, and the actor that played Benjamin, I thought brought a lot of the same charisma that Rami Malek did. Like he was the same, like just a really likable guy. It was cool. I don't know. Yeah.
No, I agree.
I mean, some parts of it was a little questionable, but overall, I enjoyed it. Oh, and the credits were cool. They were, like, animated.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah. And once again, too, like, there's a lot of settings, a lot of actors, like...
I know.
A lot went into it, so...
It was interesting to see how the different films showed the sparkling.
Oh my god, his sparkling was beautiful. Like I almost feel like it was slightly better than the actual sparkling in the Twilight movies. Like I was entranced in his beauty looking at him.
Aww.
He looked like he really did look like a god or something.
Yeah. People in the comments on YouTube were like debating like, oh, most people in Egypt were Muslim at this time. Like he wouldn't say anything about the god Ra. And then someone else countered that and was like, well, everybody there would know who Ra is. I think he was just saying that to describe his power. And I kind of get what they're saying.
Yeah.
Same as like in Greece, like everyone by this time, I think it was the 1800s, nobody was like worshiping the Greek gods. I think everyone was, not everyone, but most people were like Christian, but you could still say like, oh, I have like this power like Zeus or something, and people would be like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
yeah, no one would be like, oh, Zeus isn't real.
Yeah, but he did, it was odd how many times they said that, because it's true, probably wouldn't in 1800s be talking about the ancient gods that much, but
yeah.
Shouldn't have said
but
that.
I mean, maybe he specifically would be, since he does has this very strange, unusual power.
Yeah, true.
It's a whole part of
Interesting.
his act.
Anything more to say about that?
Not really.
I think same. All right. Which one did you watch next?
So next I watched The Groundskeeper.
Okay, that's the last one I watched. This one was directed by Nicole Eckenrode, and the screenplay was written by Sarah Turi Bashir. I hope I said that right. I don't have the actors, though. Do you have them?
Yeah, it stars Kevin Craig West as, is his name Kumbo?
Mm-hmm.
That is the groundskeeper's name. And then Sarah Yoko Howard as Alice, and Jesse Lechman as James, and Sophie LaBelle as Victoria.
Yeah, so another Alice movie.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, in the beginning, I was like, oh my god, I love this. Because I just thought the intro was so cool. It had like almost neon sign-ish font for the title and the actors' names and everything.
Yeah, it's such a unique vibe.
It's a very unique vibe. People in the comments, we're just saying so much of what people said, but we're comparing it to like Quentin Tarantino / anime, and I kind of see it. But then it got a little weird for me. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, there's a lot of like dramatic music, and it like on the like dramatic music like zooms in on the actor's face, which is a very like classic.
It was very dramatic.
I'm not a film major. Yeah, it was like it was like evocative of like classic.
Yeah, like old action
films,
movies.
like, yeah, like that's, and it like it feels a little bit cheesy, but you can tell it was like very purposeful.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the premise is like there's this groundskeeper who is a vampire at the asylum where Alice is, and he is very protective of Alice. I don't really understand, I guess, how their relationship was formed.
Me neither.
But so she has a vision that these vampires, who are James and Victoria, will come and kill her. And she tells the groundskeeper, Kumbo, I forget his name.
Yeah, you've got it. Yeah.
Kumbo?
Yeah.
Yeah, about this happening. And he is like very quick to... So then Alice tells him that the only way she'll survive is if Kumbo fights to the death and dies to save Alice's life. And he is like more than willing to go along with that and say, okay, I will.
I know. He's like, I've already lived a
no
long
second
time.
thought.
But you have a chance at happiness, love. I know, I didn't really understand why this man would give up his life for Alice.
Yeah. And like,
who we've never heard of.
This is in the guide. Yeah, this is in the guide, right?
I don't know, actually.
I don't think it's like coming out of nowhere.
Wait, let me go grab it. I was going to check, but I didn't. I don't know. I had left that one and had to watch it, and I told Mel at 8 o'clock, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so bad at guessing how long things are gonna take, and you know, I just didn't give myself
What's the
enough
but?
time.
What's but I didn't from? That sounds so familiar.
Oh, it's Kyoto by Phoebe Bridgers, and she goes, I wanted to go, but I didn't.
But I didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where is Alice's part? Someday, guys, we're gonna cover the guide and.
Yeah, we have to. I feel like every time. Oh, but did I tell you that? I think I did tell you. So our friend B, friend of the podcast, she went to like a virtual Zoom. And we actually one of our listeners as well went there and told me about this. She went to a listener Zoom like party that was with Twilight people, and apparently one of the editors was there. And I don't know if I should even be repeating this, but she worked on the illustrated guide, and there's a lot of misinformation in the guide.
Why?
I don't know. It's like inconsistent dates, and there was a lot of information that was cut out of the guide. I don't know if legally if I should be saying.
But
this
why would that
all.
even happen?
I don't. This is all allegedly. I don't know. It's just editing mistakes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I finally found Alice's part. I'm just skimming, really quick. Here's the stuff about her mom. Okay, now she's in a mental asylum. Oh. Unknown to Alice, a vampire was working as a groundskeeper at the asylum where she was incarcerated. This vampire, who was taking advantage of this pool of humans who could die without much notice being taken, formed an attachment to Alice. He kept her from the shock treatments and other horrors whenever he could. He learned of Alice's ability. She always knew when he was coming to visit her. He would bring hidden objects with him to see if she could guess what he had. She always got it right. Then Alice had a vision of James. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, I guess this really did happen. The vampire put himself in James' path to delay him. Yeah, he wasn't named or anything, but I guess it was in the guide.
So he was a groundskeeper just to kill the people at the asylum.
Yeah. But I feel like in this film, she knows he's a vampire, right? Or no, does she not?
Yeah, I think she definitely... I don't know.
It seems like she does, question mark?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, yeah, because she says, like, you'd have to fight to the death, but, like, does she just think that they're, like, very aggressive humans that are trying to maul her to death?
Maybe. And he says, like, that he's had his time, and he doesn't seem that old. Like, what does she think he means by that?
Yeah. Well, she says to him, like, you could be...
a king.
You could be a king again.
Yeah. Okay, so she knows.
And she says, I won't... Yeah, and she must know because she can see that she's going to become a vampire, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that must be it.
So what happens is he does fight James and Victoria, and he does die. But Mel, I was so confused, and I literally replayed it, and this is why it took me so long, I guess. I had to replay this part so many times because I never saw her actually get bitten. Maybe it happened in
I don't...
But she's, like, lying in a grave for some reason and turns into a vampire. But I was so confused. I was like, wait, who turned her? Like, I could not figure it out.
No. Same thing. Like, I thought she was hiding in the grave.
And this is the part I kept starting at, is she's, like, lying in her bed talking to Kumbo. Talking to him about what they're gonna do. She's had all these visions, like, no, you'll die, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, a sprig of lavender in your right pocket.
Yeah, that part as well.
And then,
like, what does that mean?
And then the lavender is just floating. I think you're supposed to think that he's moving so fast that time has stopped, basically. But he picks her up and takes her outside. But I did not understand what that meant.
Me too. I thought that I was stupid, though, for not understanding it. So
did I.
I thought that was on me. And also, I think it's confusing because lavender has such a significance in Midnight Sun.
Yeah.
That I was like, wait, what? Where are we going with the lavender again?
I didn't get it.
Also, his eyes were blue.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought they were white, actually, but whatever they were, they weren't red.
Yeah, they definitely were not red, yeah.
What did that mean, though? A sprig of lavender in your right pocket, and then suddenly it's floating?
I don't know. Yeah, I thought the same thing, that maybe it was just to convey, like, how fast he's moving, that it's still in the air. But I didn't know why she said that, why she told him to pull it out. Like, oh god, that sounds sexual.
It does. Wait, I think I just got it. But
what?
I think I just figured it out, but the movie didn't explain it at all. It's only because I just read this in the guide. Remember in the guide it said he would bring her objects and she had to guess what it was?
Oh, you're so right.
But okay, how would we know that if we're just watching this short film?
Yeah, and also that's an odd time to guess.
Yeah. I guess it's supposed to be sentimental or something, like, this is our last time playing this game.
Oh, fuck, that's so
because
sad.
you're gonna die. Okay, but still,
I would feel so...
who turned her?
I would feel awkward being in Alice's position and saying, like, the only way I can survive is if you sacrifice your life for me. Like, okay, you're putting someone in such an awkward situation. Like, I almost feel like if I was him, I'd be like, I don't want to, but I don't want to be impolite, so I guess I'm gonna have to.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to say no. Sorry.
I don't know if I want to sacrifice my life for you.
Yeah.
That's asking too much.
Like, I couldn't live with the guilt of, like, okay, I, like, allowed this person to die because I wasn't willing to die for them.
That's too much. Maybe she should have just kept that to
Yeah.
herself.
And then she would have died, though.
Well, maybe she should. Okay, not that she should, but I don't know. I'm with you. I feel like it's too much to ask someone to sacrifice their life for you.
Yeah. Like, she basically was asking him that.
Yeah. Okay, and when James and Victoria showed up,
Yeah.
it was just so crazy. I don't know. What did she say?
Yeah, it was cool. It was so cool seeing James and Victoria.
It was cool to see. But she said something weird, like hard-boiled.
Yeah, yeah. It was very dramatic.
Yeah.
As it should be. It's a dramatic
Yeah.
scene.
I mean,
I
that
feel
was
so
the
bad
vibe. It was just
Yeah.
funny. It's enjoyable. Kumbo's
Yeah.
Kumbo's like swirling a shovel around, and it's making this sound
Yeah.
effect like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. But yeah, still, I don't know who bit Alice.
Yeah, that wasn't clear. I mean, James, assuming. Wait,
Did
Wait.
they show it?
did Kumbo be... Wait, is it Kumba? I, like, only know his name from the credits. I don't know how
I
to
don't know.
pronounce it.
How do you pronounce
he-
it? Guys,
Did
forgive
he
me.
beat... I mean, did he bite Alice?
Maybe, but I didn't see that happen.
But, like, maybe we're supposed to believe he saved her by biting her?
Maybe.
And then distracted James and Victoria long enough to
Hmm.
have her transform?
I don't remember seeing it, do you? And I even tried to
No,
rewind
we
it.
don't see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely don't.
I just don't get why they wouldn't show that. I think
Yeah.
according to the guide, he bit her, right?
The groundskeeper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because isn't James angry that he didn't get to kill her? I think that's like...
No, but I mean, even if James just bit her and then got distracted, he wouldn't have killed her.
Mm.
He just turned her.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's...
I thought it was a little insensitive, though. I mean, it's fiction, whatever. They're having fun with it, but the credits were a freeze frame of... It was like a split screen of Alice with... You know, she just turned into a vampire. She has, like, blood around her mouth or something. The
Yeah.
other side is groundskeeper, his head, just, like, dead
Yeah,
with
and he's on
fire.
Yeah, I didn't like that. And also, the groundskeeper is black.
Yeah.
So, like, there's definitely, like, so much uncomfortable about seeing that as well.
I know.
Like, just, like, a black man, like, beheaded on fire. Like, that really... And it was, like, happy music playing.
Yeah, and
That
he
made me really
sacrificed his
uncomfortable.
life for Alice. It was just...
Yeah. Yeah, like, without a second thought, which is obviously nice, but, like, why?
I know.
Like, it's just, like, his purpose was just to, like, die for Alice. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
it's not that respectful to his character.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe that was the the credits.
The last
Yeah.
frame, yeah.
His head on fire. You know,
Yeah.
if he was a villain, like, sure, I think that would be, like, funny, or maybe we would enjoy that, but gosh, like
he just died.
I know.
Like he was the hero of the story.
I
The whole
know.
story, and like that's not.
They're making like
how
a
you honor
parody
a
of it.
hero. Yeah, that was the one where I was like, are they really fans of the series, or like, because
Yeah.
I don't know.
Such a good point.
I really hope they're not listening to
Oh
this.
no, I
but
totally doubt it.
yeah,
What are the odds?
It was. I know. Yeah, it was like kind of making fun of the story.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I can see that they were trying to have fun with it. It was like campy, dramatic, like over the top.
Yeah,
but
super campy.
And like I don't want to be a square or something, but I thought that was really disrespectful and didn't really enjoy it.
I agree. No, that made me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I actually like turned it off right as I saw that.
Yeah. It's kind of fucked up. It's like, oh, you used to be a king. Now you're a groundskeeper and you're gonna die for me. And like, let's make a joke about it. And
okay,
it's in the
racist.
South too. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, yeah. It was racist.
I think
Like,
there's no getting
actually,
around it.
Yeah.
It's too bad because in the way beginning, I was like, oh my god, I love this one.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, and her hair wasn't even short.
Yeah, you're so true. Yeah, this one was probably my least favorite. I regret that it took me so long to like be critical of it.
No, I know. I
also
think I didn't really think about it.
Yeah.
It was my least favorite too.
Yeah. I have a feeling that the people who made this one aren't really fans of Twilight.
Yeah. I think so too.
It does seem like they're making fun of it.
Yeah.
And took it to like an inappropriate level.
It's so fucked up.
I'm surprised that it made it that far.
I know.
In the competition.
I don't know, maybe they were trying... In the guide, it doesn't say that the groundskeeper is black, and so I don't know, it just makes it weird, like, on the one hand, maybe they're like, oh, we need some diverse people, but then it made it seem, just really unequal, and, like, why?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And he's like just a martyr for Alice. Like like I said, we don't see why he's so willing to sacrifice his life for her. Like at least if he was like, we saw that he knew that she was psychic and we saw their relationship build and how he cared about her. But he just so willingly just gives up everything.
Yeah.
To, die. Like and it's a brutal death that he goes through.
It is. What did people say in the comments? I don't think I looked. Do you know?
I don't think I literally used, like, right as I actually saw that last shot, I did just turn it off because it scared me.
I don't mean to be laughing, but it's just, it was weird. Yeah, and it was disturbing, the end. I don't know, like, I agree. I think that they're probably not fans because I think if the story was different, if the context was different, stylistically the way it was made could be cool, but it just didn't make sense and was kind of disturbing.
So they said, okay, I want a book about Kumbo. The man was a former king. What happened? How did he lose his throne? How did he become a vampire? Is his power the ability to make people forget, like that nurse? Oh, because does the nurse forget?
Oh, yeah. He seemed to have, like, manipulation or some kind of persuasion over people that, he could, like, wipe their memory.
Oh, someone did commented this one was bad. The groundskeeper was the only good actor.
But also, that wasn't in the guide either. That was just added. His power thing.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, you're right. And he didn't have the right eye colors. Okay, these people were not fans.
Yeah.
It's confirmed. She had long hair. I mean, not long, but it was pretty long. I think it was like to her shoulders or something. chin length. It just wasn't Alice. She didn't even look like Alice.
Oh, we do. One interesting thing is we get like a glimpse of Bella and Edward's wedding in this one, where she's,
Oh, yeah.
you know, at the end, she's like seeing her future as a vampire, and we see her talking at Edward and Bella's wedding, giving a speech.
That's true. And we see her at the diner meeting Jasper, I think, for like a second.
Yeah. So someone said this one is cringe.
Oh, no. What happened? Yeah.
Yeah. I feel bad that we're like, okay, I'm not going to shit on any of them. They're all amazing.
Okay, but this one deserves it.
Yeah. I think so too. Yeah. Let's just say it for what it is. This one was racist. And not that well written and inappropriate.
Yeah. Agreed. Yikes.
Well, the final one, right? There's only one more.
Yeah.
Well, this one's going to be a positive note because I liked this one.
Me too.
It
Cool.
is called Consumed, and it was directed by Maya Fernquest. Actually, I don't know who it's starring either.
It's written
get a
by
chance to write this down.
Cullen Duffler and Megan Reese. Very cool that I'm guessing her name is Cullen. It's cool. You know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is so cool.
Twilight.
She must be a fan.
I don't know. So this one is about Jane and Alec, and I'm so sorry to the guy that played Alec, but I don't know who that was, but we could look it up right now. But that actress that played Jane was named Elizabeth Kenney, and I wrote this down because I was like, I swear I know this girl. Oh my God. Like, I really felt like I recognized her, but no, I don't think I actually have ever seen her anywhere. But I thought she was a great actress, and
yeah, she was really good.
yeah, really captivated me. It's funny, I feel like in this and in the, you know, saga, in the big movies, Alec just falls to the background.
He does.
He never does anything.
Yeah, he's just supporting Jane.
Yeah. I want to know what's up with Alec. Like, he must have some story, some dark side.
I know.
I don't know.
He's just Jane's sweet twin brother. But she was very sweet when she was younger too, which I was kind of surprised to learn.
Yeah.
She was very soft, like she was admiring a butterfly in the beginning. She's playing with her mom and her brother. And then when they're little kids, they're playing with their mom, like as the mom's like hanging clothes or whatever. And Ara walks up and he's so creepy.
Yeah.
And he is like so enchanted by Jane and Alec. And he says he's never seen twins before, which I find odd. Because isn't Ara like mad old?
Yeah, I thought that was hard to believe.
Yeah. It's the first set of twins he's ever seen in his entire life.
I know, I wasn't sure if we were supposed to believe that or what the deal was with that. I liked, though, that was cool when he reached out his hand and he held both of their hands. Obviously to, like, read their minds, but he sparkled for a second, and that looked really good. Because he was kind of hiding in the shade of a tree, but when he reached his hand out, it sparkled a little bit. I don't think the mom saw, but the kids did. And Jane was really excited about Arrow, actually. She was, like, smiling a ton.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
He's breaking his own one rule.
Yeah.
Of not letting humans see. And then, like, we see the kids as they're older, they're teenagers, they're just playing in the fields, just frolicking around. Then we see them on the road, and they're, like, holding hands, and the townspeople are all, like, cryptically staring at them. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why are they, like, all mad at them? Turns out that everyone thinks that they're witches, or at least they think Jane's a witch, and they're, just gonna accuse her of that.
I don't really know why, though.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
I kind of wish they
So these
provided
guys-
some reasons, but whatever.
Yeah, me too. These guys come over and basically, like, assault Jane and call her a witch. And I thought they had left her there to die, but she wakes up and the mom sees. And then the guys who assaulted her go missing. And so all their families come over and they're like, they have Alec with them and they're accusing the whole family of witchcraft because their sons went missing. So I guess that's the reason, but I don't know what happened to the sons. Do you think Aro had killed them?
That's what I guessed.
Yeah.
Jane seemed to think, and also there was this whole sequence of her, it was very artistic, very dreamlike, of her, like, screaming, and then there was, like, blood, and it looked like she attacked them. And it almost seemed like I thought she killed them, the boys. But then when she wakes up, she has blood on her hands, but they're gone. And I also thought Aro probably took care of them, I don't know, drank their blood.
Yeah.
But she seemed really confused about what happened to them, too. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, then the townspeople put Alec and Jane up on a wooden pole, and they're burning them at the stake because they're witches, apparently. And
that was disturbing.
Yeah. It was very creative, though. It had, like, this part where it showed Jane kind of, like, floating in a nightgown and accepting her death, kind of like a New Moon when Bella cliff dives. But then...
Yeah, there was a lot of... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no. Oh.
What were you going to say? Oh, I was going to say there was a lot of things that I felt like were calling back to New Moon. Like, before the guys assault her, they say this might hurt a little, which reminds me in New Moon when Jane says to Edward, this might hurt just a little.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Which I'm guessing that's where she got that. Like, it's like she feels like she's taking back the power, especially hurting a man, inflicting pain on him. Actually, no, she says it to Bella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. But anyway, she has her eyes closed, but then she opens them, and everyone around them is dead, and Aro's there, and we can fill in the blank that he turns them into vampires. I think it shows her eye turn red, and yeah, Aro saves them by killing everyone else. And they're vampires now. Oh, and the mom died, actually. Somebody killed the mom. Sad.
Yeah, that is sad.
I mean...
You can see why... Oh, sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, no, I think I was going to say the same thing as you.
Oh, yeah, you can see why Jane and Alec would be so loyal to Aro when he did save them.
Yeah. And I was also going to say, like, I mean, Jane's a bad person, I would say. And I don't think it excuses anything, but it explains why she feels justified in harming people and drinking people's blood. It's like, all these people, for no reason, were going to kill me, and, you know, I have the power now. Like, I don't know, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and the pain that she endured in her last day of being a human for absolutely no reason, as you said, is just so unimaginable. Like, she first was beat up, like, by these random guys, like, basically, like, stoned or whatever, and then she was burning alive.
Yeah.
That's terrifying, the most painful thing you can ever experience. So then it kind of makes sense that her power is inflicting unimaginable pain on people.
And then Alex is, like, taking away their senses, right? Is that what his is?
Yeah, like blacking
like
everything
people.
out for them.
Yeah. Jeez. I really liked this one. I thought the acting was great. I thought it was just really well done. It looked like a totally legit period film, like, set in history. One thing, though.
Yeah.
One thing that bothered me, this is just me being picky, is I was like, where is this supposed to be set? And I looked in the guide, and Jane and Alec are supposed to be from England, but it was not very consistent. Some people had American accents, so...
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? Where is this?
Yeah, I was like, is this the Salem witch trials?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was, yeah, the only thing is it was a lot of just like frolicking in the field, which is sweet, but it doesn't feel realistic to like actual. I don't know if people ever actually did that. Does that make sense?
I've frolicked in a field before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
I mean, I have a twin brother, and we definitely don't like frolic holding hands.
Yeah, I know.
Together, especially as teenagers. That'd be quite weird.
Yeah. I kind of wish, I mean, I really liked this one. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, me too.
Possibly favorite, I don't know. But I do wish we got to see why they were accused of witchcraft and why Aro was interested in them. And I think that those are the same reason. Like, there must have been something about them that they had powers that attracted Aro and scared everybody else, but they didn't show us what that was.
Yeah, because also it's such a big world. Aro resides in Italy. Like, what is he doing in this little village?
I don't know.
Stalking these twins.
I don't know. I mean, I guess he's just traveling around, but yeah, what are the odds he was there when they were younger and then there when they were older? About to be burned at the stake. I don't know. Whatevs. Maybe he had somebody in town, like, writing him letters about what was going on. I don't know. Maybe he had someone from the guard station there keeping an eye on them.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
Like, oh, there's these witches. Witches, huh?
Witches. I gotta check this out. Yeah.
Oh my god, shit. I haven't been recording.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I am.
Oh my god, I was just gonna kill you.
But did I scare you?
Yeah. I was like, oh my god. I've heard of other podcasts where they lose their audio, and I feel like I would just not be in the mood to
my
discuss
god.
this again.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood. I couldn't do it. I'm actually I'm a little bit terrified that this might be too quiet. So
well, I mean, I can turn it
okay.
up. I mean, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't make it be. It's. I can only go so far, but I can turn it up.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we had to do it again, I would just be so like, oh yeah, so this one, Jane and Alec,
yes,
we see
same.
them. It's interesting, like
I honestly think, to be honest, I know this is bad, but I'd be like, you know what, no episode this week.
I know. You know what? We can't do it. Well, we did cover them all. Do you have any last remarks? Maybe we should say what our favorite was.
Yeah, sure. My favorite was either this one, Consumed, or the We've Met Before one with Alice.
Yeah. I think Consumed is my favorite. Yeah.
It's really good.
I really liked it. Wow.
Aro was so good. He was so scary.
Yeah. Aro was good. I liked it.
If I was the mom, I would have nightmares about that.
Yeah. Creepy. It was really cool, though. Oh, I have another question for you. What side character would you, or I guess it could be a main character too, but what do you wish you saw a short film of?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Marcus.
Yes.
But really, I mean, not a side character per se, but I would love to see Emmett.
Mm-hmm.
I think he deserves his short story.
That would be
his
so cool.
flashback, because, yeah, we don't see that in the movies at all, or the books. What about you?
Just jumping off that, I would like to see something about Emmett, but not the bear story. I would like to see something else.
Yeah.
Oh,
something with the wolves.
Yeah.
I think Sam would be interesting, especially since he was the first to transition.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I want to see him like being like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I would love to see that. Or more of Leah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I want to see Sam. Oh, sorry. What
no,
were you
no,
say?
you go. Sorry, guys.
I was gonna say I want to see Sam. Yeah, I want to see Sam and Leah dating, and then he transitions, and then imprints on Emily. I want to see that drama play out.
Dude, why didn't we get that?
I know. Too much Alice.
I know.
I'll say
that
it.
could have been so emotional.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Why didn't we get that? Yeah, I totally agree. As for someone else, though, I mean, I think I'd like Aro. I'd like something of him, maybe. I mean, he's wicked old, so that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
This might sound weird, but the Romanians? I don't know.
No, I think that'd be cool.
If it was well done,
didn't they
I mean, it really depends.
Didn't they just sit still for centuries?
I mean, I don't think they did that all the time.
Imagine if that was a short story.
Who knows? I mean, maybe there's something cool about the most random people. Heidi.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, yeah, they're vampires. They have interesting lives.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Charlie. Wait, I have the guide right here. I'm going to just flip through it.
Yeah, just flip and then just see who you land on.
Oh, I landed on Sam Yulee.
Oh my god, it's meant to be.
It's meant to be. Actually, and in the guide, there's pages and pages for Sam. So, why didn't they make a film? I don't know.
It is interesting to see other actors playing these roles.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'd be crazy seeing another Edward, another Bella, but I adjusted to them pretty quickly, actually. Mm-hmm. So here I am, always being like, I don't want to see other actors.
I know.
I don't know. Maybe I could.
This is going to sound really bitchy, but I couldn't really adjust to the Alices. I struggled. I don't know. I don't know why.
I liked the Alice from the Mary Alice Brandon file the best, the first one.
Yeah, I liked her too.
I thought she was better than Ashley Greene. I liked her performance.
Oh shit.
Ashley Greene. So my brother is really into Cameo now. Both my brothers. My brother. Okay.
What is that?
I'll
explain to the listeners.
Okay.
Because I don't know if I would know what that is if you didn't tell me.
It's this app where people pay for a 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute shout out from a famous person. So they'll record saying hello and give information. Oh, I heard that you just graduated college, something like that. So one of my brothers just had surgery recently, and so my brother and all their friends put their money together and gave him several cameos from different people that he's really into.
So cool.
And my brother Kevin was super into it, and I don't know, I don't think this is the case anymore, but he said to me a couple weeks ago, oh, I know what I'm getting you for Christmas. And that's really out of character for Kevin, because he never has an idea planned for what he's getting someone until the last minute.
Yeah.
And this was right off the cuff of him doing the whole Cameo thing for my brother. Mm-hmm. So I was pretty convinced that he was going to get me a cameo from someone, and someone from Twilight.
Oh!
And my brother Sean was convinced too. I actually don't think that that's happening anymore, but I went through the people on Cameo who are from Twilight to be who could it be? And it was Ashley Greene.
No way.
I think maybe Jackson Rathbone. Yeah. So I was oh god, I'm gonna get a shout out from Ashley Greene after I've shit on her on the podcast.
Oh my god. That would be so cool though.
That would be cool, but I would feel like a huge asshole.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Wow. Are those the only two on there?
Let me look up right now, because I just, like, typed in Twilight on Cameo to see.
I hope.
Because I don't know if my brother, I don't know if he would know, like, who else to get. I think Twilight's, like, an easy thing he could pick from.
Isn't stuff like that funny?
Twilight.
Gifts. Like, Caitlin, my sister, was messaging me, like, 2 days ago, like, what's your favorite book? No, she said, what are your favorite books? And I was like, why? And she's like, just wondering. And then I told her.
Oh, yeah.
And then I mentioned I liked Jane Austen, and she was like, what's your favorite Jane Austen book? And I'm like, why? This seems like it's a present-related question.
It definitely sounds present-related. She asked me today what your favorite books were.
Oh, my God!
So she's up to something.
I mean, it's cute. I appreciate it, but, Kate, if you're listening, I feel like you should have known.
Yeah.
At least
that what I told her.
I like Call Me By Your Name, right?
Oh, yeah.
Why? What did you say? What did you say? What did you say?
I said that your favorite book is The Secret History.
Yeah. That's one of my... It's either that or Call Me By Your Name. Or Twilight, obviously, guys. Like, come on.
I also said I thought you liked Anna Karenina, but I wasn't sure.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay. And then I also said you liked The Power of Now, which you recently read.
I said that too to her. Yep.
Oh my God.
Mel, you know me so well. You literally got my fave books.
Oh my gosh, we'd win the Newlywed game.
Yeah. Although I feel like I'm not sure what your... Wait, maybe Jane Eyre? Is that one of your favorites?
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily have like a favorite book, because I'm so bad. Like, when I read a book, I don't remember it that well.
What about that, like, Brene Brown book?
I really love that book. I don't know.
Think about it.
I'll think about it. I love Catcher in the Rye.
That's a good one. I've been kind of wanting to reread that.
Yeah, me too. I remember thinking it was deep, like, even in high school.
Yeah.
It's a sad book. Okay, but I'm on Cameo. So we have Peter Fasinelli's actually on here.
Oh, that would be cool.
It would be cool, but it costs $209.99 for a video from him.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
That's too much.
And it's $19.99 to get a DM from him.
What? That's insane.
Isn't it?
Wow, I can't even believe this.
So
it's not worth it.
Yeah. I know. It actually is quite a good career for, like, actors and stuff on the side, especially during COVID and stuff. Like, they get paid so much money for a 3-minute video.
$20 to send a DM.
And then Ashley Green is on here, and she's $69.99 for a video, so a little bit more affordable. And she's $2.99 for a DM, which I think that is super reasonable.
Yeah. Gee, imagine being a celebrity. That's just crazy.
I know. Okay, Rochelle, how do you say her last name? She's a First Victoria.
Oh, Lefebvre?
Lefebvre, yeah. She's on here, and she's $109.99 for a video. So she's actually more expensive than Ashley Green, but she's been in a lot of other stuff too. And again, she's $2.99 for a DM, which is, I think that's completely reasonable. And then we got, how do you say his name? Kiowa Gordon. He plays Embry.
Oh.
He's $45.99 for a video, which I think that's a lot better. And $1.99 for a DM.
That must be weird for them to, like, set their price.
I know.
Compare themselves to others. It's like, oh, I'm not as famous. I'm only $60.
I mean, yeah. If they're gonna, like, make all these videos, like, they should get paid for them. I mean, you know, my brother got these videos from all these, like, celebrities who he admires, and they were so sweet. And then it's a little bit less sweet to think, well, they got paid, like, money to do it. Yeah. But they should, because they're doing a ton of videos. It's going to take hours, but it is a lot. And then Jackson Rathbone's on here for $109.99 and for a video, and $2.99 for a DM. So Bob Peter Fasinelli really charges for those DMs, doesn't he?
Fasinelli.
I hope he writes like Probably writes like a paragraph. It's funny though, you can watch their videos that they recorded for people.
No way. That's
Yeah.
weird.
And he's wearing like the same shirt in them.
I don't know why it's so weird to me.
I know. It is kind of like a joke, I feel, in the industry if an actor like ends up on Cameo in a way.
Yeah, I didn't even know about it until recently. Like, I first heard about it just from that Phoebe Bridgers, Tom Felton thing, but I didn't even know it was Cameo. Like, I thought it was truly a natural, just somebody knew him or something, or someone asked him. I didn't know it was that.
Yeah.
Until you told me. I didn't even know it was a thing. But yeah, I know. It's kind of cool.
Oh, Lily Allen's on here.
What? No way.
She's $300. Yeah.
What the fuck?
A lot of big names, actually. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is on here for $600.
Oh my God. Lily Allen?
That's actually, yeah.
It's like
Smokey Robinson.
the new autograph.
Yeah. Smokey Robinson, actually, he just went viral for a cameo because he mispronounced Hanukkah. He said Chanukah. Did you hear about that?
Okay, that makes me feel better about, I don't know, things I've said on this podcast.
Yeah, it was
Chanukah.
actually sweet. Like, because you know how there's different ways to write Hanukkah? So the person, like, wrote it as a talking point in, like, the CH way.
Yeah.
And so he said, your mom wants to wish you a happy Chanukah. I don't know what that is, but happy Chanukah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Happy Chanukah.
It was funny. But yeah, you gotta be careful with these cameos because they could go viral by accident. There's Snoop Dogg. He's $1,000 on here.
Snoop Dogg's on there? What the fuck? Imagine if Kristen Stewart was on there.
Oh my God. I mean, I guess if there's like a big group of people and they all pool their money together for a cameo, it's like not that bad. But still, when you think of like $1,000 could do a lot more than just a shout out from a person.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
This episode is ending up much longer than I thought.
As always, I know, this literally always happens. Like, before we recorded, we're like, I don't have much to say. This is going to be a short one.
Well, we did take a bathroom break,
True.
which we can cut out.
Yeah.
A minute-long bathroom break. I thought this was going to be quick. Okay, should we sign off?
I guess so. Well, we love you guys.
Bye, guys. We got a plane to catch. Thanks for listening. And Merry Christmas if you're listening the week this comes out. Or Happy Holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Chanukah.
Yeah, we just love you.
Guess. Yeah, we'll see you guys next year, technically. 2021. Yeah, this is our last of 2020.
Yeah.
What a year, huh?
Wow, what a year. It really was a Twilight
bye,
year.
Guys. The Midnight Sun was the highlight of the year, so it was.
Yep. Well,
All right, peace out.
You can contact us at anotherbiteoftwilight@gmail.com or find us on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at anotherbiteoftwilight. Theme music is by Traces. See you next time.